Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to the channel. Join me today on a cruise around the canals and waterways of Bangkok. The CHAO PHRAYA is the major river in Thailand, with its low alluvial plain forming the centre of the country. It flows through Bangkok and then into the Gulf of Thailand. Like all urban rivers, the history of the CHAO PHRAYA is intertwined with the city it flows through. The original site was chosen by early settlers because of its fertility and abundant fish. Later, King Taksin, after the fall of the Ayutthaya to the Burmese, located his new capital here on the western banks, today known as Thonburi. In 1782, King Rama I, finding the eastern banks more favourable, founded modern Bangkok and celebrated the occasion by building some of the world's most beguiling temples. The canals it feeds later became famous, earning Bangkok its Venice of the East nickname. Meanwhile, eminent Western authors like Morcom, Conrad and Coward singled out the CHAO PHRAYA as one of their favourite spots in the Far East. I'm just sitting here now at this riverside cafe, waiting for the Longtail boat to collect us. I think it's a good day for a cruise. The sun's not too hot and the water doesn't seem too choppy. It will be interesting to see the city of Bangkok and its riverside buildings from a different perspective. Truly, the River of Kings, as King Rama I named it, is the lifeblood of Bangkok. And that's not just because of this rich history. Around 50,000 people still use the ferries here to get around each day. Slow barges bearing cargo coast upstream. Kids still frolic in the russet brown water. Wooden shacks, mottled by the elements, still lurch over the riverbanks. Soaring hotels and condominiums hem in solemn temples, churches and civic buildings that look 19th century European. Not far away, the odd wooden sampan sells noodle soup or dried squid to hungry river workers. It is this juxtaposition of calm and chaotic, modern and traditional, religious and secular, ugly and sublime, foreign and indigenous, which makes the CHAO PHRAYA so evocative. Exploring Bangkok by boat is a fantastic way to get a glimpse into the timeless charm of the city. You can experience the role of Bangkok's many waterways, which dates back to ancient times. With majestic sights and attractions lined up on both banks of the CHAO PHRAYA River, getting around Bangkok by boat is a popular option amongst first-time travellers to the city. Bangkok's waterways are divided into three parts: the main CHAO PHRAYA River, the Klong Saen Saeb, which cuts across Bangkok city from east to west, and the Klongs of Thonburi, a network of canals on the opposite side of the river. There are 6 main types of boats: river taxis, also called express boats, longtail boats, river crossing ferry, canal boats, private river cruise, and hotel shuttle boats. Longtail boats are like tuk-tuks on water. These narrow yellow boats can be rented privately. You can negotiate the cost with the driver, but highly recommended booking a tour for convenience. The Sathorn Central Pier is directly in front of Safan Taksin BTS SkyTrain station, providing shuttles from Riverside to the rest of the city. Low-lying Bangkok, humid and thick in its swampy surrounds, has been carved, drained, protected and irrigated by canals since the 18th century. Though Bangkok's usual icons are tuk-tuks and traffic, its waterways are the true symbols of a city that was known as the Venice of the East during much of the 18th century. Today, many of the canals have been filled in and paved over to make room for roads, but a massive network of waterways still crisscrosses the city. Each day, thousands of commuters travel by motorised boat on the canals and on the CHAO PHRAYA River, which runs through the centre of the city. Exploring Bangkok's canals is a great way to get into the thick of this steamy city. Though they are often smelly and polluted, the true blood vessels of the city serve as living cultural and historical relics. And with ocean levels rising and Bangkok's foundation sinking an average 3 inches per year, the canals will no doubt play an important role in the city's future. Just coming up on the left hand side, you will see an area of residential properties where poorer people live, and you can see where the weather has got the better of some of them and the buildings have started to deteriorate and sink into the water. Just coming up here, if you look on the left hand side. Just coming up on the left hand side, you can see a number of riverboat taxis moored up, waiting to be used. Here we have more brightly painted residential properties. If you notice, there are quite a few plastic bottles floating in the water. I'm not sure where these have come from, or if anyone picks them up, cleans the rivers up. Most likely, people have just thrown them into the water. On the right hand side, just coming up, we have one of the pick-up drop-off points, and then just past that there's a small temple. You'll see just coming up shortly on the right hand side. I'm not sure what this bright coloured building is on the right hand side, but if anyone knows, can you put it in the comments below? We have another large building coming up on the right hand side. Again, I'm not sure what it is. It looks some sort of commercial building, maybe retail or an office block. If anyone knows, can you drop it in the comments below, please? I can see why they call it the Venice of the East, with its buildings seemingly floating on the river, built on wooden stilts. There is an uncanny resemblance from these buildings to the buildings in Venice, Italy, just as these coming up here on the left hand side. Looks like some sort of a power plant coming up on the left hand side. If you look closely, just coming up on the right hand side, there is a concrete ridge with a fence on top and a small jetty. On there you will see two fully grown monitor lizards basking in the sun, just coming up on the right hand side now. Just coming up on the right hand side, you will see a series of wooden piles just sticking out of the water. I would have thought that there were buildings on these at one point, and now they've got into a state of disrepair and have been demolished. You can see here, even though we are on a river, people have still took the time and care to grow and build lovely gardens, just as you can see coming up here on the right side, with all the trees, flowers and the plant pots. They've done a really good job of that, of brightening up the river. You will see coming up shortly on the right hand side some buildings that have fell into a state of disrepair. The piles which support the buildings have rotted and the building has collapsed. You can see it's just coming up on the right hand side. Just as the boat turns the corner directly in front of you, if you look closely, you will be able to see the big golden Buddha at the side of the CHAO PHRAYA River at Koh Kret. Again, more beautiful gardens here on the right hand side, which give colour and life to the riverside. The driver's just about to hand out some bread, which at first I thought they were sandwiches, but no, they're not for us, they're for the fish. Thanks for watching until the end. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I will see you all again very soon in the next video. Once again, thanks for watching and bye for now.